Hey everyone, it's Derek with OPTP, and today we're going to cover 3 ways to help alleviate tension and tightness within those hip flexors using our foam roller. Let's get started. Okay, so we're going to start with a really nice release technique for the hip flexors, and then we're going to move into 2 stretches. Again, across all of these, we're going to be using our foam roller. I have my Pro Roller here, which is a great choice. It's a moderate density. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to offset the roller to one side of my body. I'm going to position the roller on the thigh as I kind of lie prone here, getting onto the elbows. Now, for most of us, right when we get into this position, we're already going to feel some deep pressure into the front of the thigh. Make sure, of course, that you're not on your knee or directly on the hip. You want to roll below the hip and above the knee. So what I'm going to do from this position here is I'm just going to start to let my body travel forward and backwards as I push through my forearms and elbows here. As I start to this really nice self-massage, I can then adjust, get the roller up a little higher, and continue there, adjusting as needed until I've covered the whole area. Now, another thing that we can do to deepen the release is after we've rolled, we can flex and extend, and we want to do this over areas that we found specifically really tight. So find that tight spot, hold it there, and then flex and extend the knee a few times. So this can take a little while to move through, especially if you're doing both sides of the body, which you should be, but this is a really nice way to help release tension and tightness across the front line of the upper half of the leg here. Okay, next we're going to move into a really nice hip flexor stretch, and the foam roller is really important here because it's going to put our body in a position where we're actually increasing the stretch across the front of the hip here. So show you what I mean. We're going to lie supine, and we are going to pull the roller along the back side of the body here, and we're going to make sure it's supporting our hips. So try to put it pretty much right underneath the sacrum here to begin. Now, resting the arms for some lateral support, I'm going to make sure my ribs aren't flaring, so dropping the ribs, staying slightly engaged throughout the abdomen here. I'm going to bring one foot up at a time until I'm in tabletop. And then from here, one leg is going to extend while I bring the other leg in towards the body. And this is where we're really going to feel the stretch start to take place as I try to let that foot that's on the extended side rest on the floor and pull that knee in towards my body. Now, as we're doing this, we might find that our knee starts to flex on this extended leg, or we might find that we're not able to get the foot all the way down to the floor. So you might need to have a prop down towards the bottom here to rest your foot on. But either way, breathe through it. You can either hold it for about 30 seconds, or you can alternate 10 seconds on each side for about 3 or 4 times to give yourself the same amount of time total per side. But this is a really nice way to stretch the front of the hip. Remember, relax those ribs, stay slightly engaged throughout the abdomen here. Make sure we're breathing. This is a really, really nice stretch for the front of the hips. Okay, and last, we're going to engage in a foam roller assisted hip flexor stretch. So I'm starting on the knees here. I've got the roller underneath my body, vertical with my mat, and I'm essentially going to make contact with the roller through the inner thighs all the way down to the inner feet. I'm going to sit back. Now the foam roller is providing me with some support in this kneeling position. So a lot of us might already feel a stretch across the hip flexors there, which is great. You can hold it for 30 to 45 seconds here. If you can also take your hands, bring them behind your body, lift the chest, still trying to draw the abdomen in and drop the ribs here as we are stretching a little bit deeper now, those hip flexors. So eyes up at the ceiling here, breathing through it. Again, 30 to 45 seconds. As you come out of this one, just walk your hands in slowly to safely get out of it. That is going to round out our 3 ways to help decrease tension and tightness and even open up some mobility in those hip flexors. All right, everyone, thanks so much for watching. Now, be sure you head over to optp.com to check out our foam roller box sale. And while you're there, you can learn about all of our professional quality foam rollers. Thanks.